Hey, just replayed Final Fantasy VII as part of my monthly Final Fantasy series. Here's 10 things I think the original game does better than Rebirth. And if you're more of a Rebirth fan, stay tuned for my next video, 10 things Rebirth does better than the original.
Ooh, someone needs a spanking!
Okay, number 1. Clearly Rebirth's biggest mistake. They left out the most important enemy in Final Fantasy VII. The Dino Tank, or as it's called, Heavy Tank. Half Triceratops, half tank. This is just a regular monster you can encounter on your way to the Gongaga reactor, and there's absolutely no explanation to why these things exist. I'm guessing some kind of Shinra experiment. Just love it and its big wheelie attacks. I believe this is just replaced by a more generic enemy in Rebirth. I honestly expected this Dino Tank to be a boss in the Gongaga chapter. There's a moment where the forest shakes in the distance, and I was so excited I thought it was going to be the Dino Tank, but it was not. Thanks for that, Square.
Expectations often lead to disappointment.
Number 2, the Shinra Mansion. So in the original, the Shinra Mansion is an entirely optional place with this really dark, creepy, foreboding atmosphere. This is where all the madness began. I remember there was always this one creepy enemy that would hang from the ceiling. A few treasures, a few enemies, and you'd open the safe and recruit Vincent. You get a really cool Vincent dialogue where he gives some pretty huge reveals and information. While when it comes to Rebirth, I love Rebirth, but in terms of gameplay, the Shinra Mansion was my least enjoyable segment of the game. Especially the box throwing minigame with Kate Sith and trying to fight those horrible adjudicators on hard mode. I just don't get the same vibes from all the extended generic laboratories compared to the original Shinra Mansion that gave me goosebumps.
You've gotta be kidding me!
Number 3, Sid Smokes. So in the original, Sid is a badass. Used to always have Sid in my party. He's got a rough, no-nonsense attitude, a fiery temper and some colourful language. And that's part of his story. He's abusive to Shera, and it turns out he's in the wrong and develops as a character. He's always smoking and he's got his cigarette box on the side of his head, under his goggles. Sid is the one party member in Rebirth where I'm not so keen on the changes.
President and pilot of Bronco Airlines, Sid Highwind.
Where's his iconic smokes, and his attitude has been toned down. In the original, we go to his hometown, Rocket Town, before the return to the Gold Saucer and Temple of the Ancients, and that's completely absent in Rebirth, and very likely been moved to Part 3 of the remake, along with Sid's gameplay. I think this one can still turn around. Let's see how it turns out in Part 3.
Happy trails to you!
Smoke break. I'm trying to grow the channel, cover RPGs, and I'm also running this series where I go through each Final Fantasy every month, then rank them as I go. If you consider subbing or liking the video, it's an amazing help. Thank you.
Let's go.
Number 4, Dyne's death. I quite like both the original and Rebirth's portrayal of Dyne and his insanity.
Yeah, he's looking fit as a fiddle. Good question.
But in Rebirth, at the last second, Shinra troopers come out of nowhere and gun Dyne down. At least it looks like Dyne is trying to protect Barret in his final moments, while in the original, Dyne temporarily comes to his senses and ends himself walking off the cliff. And it's all to complete silence, it's a powerful scene, and Barret is just left in silence. While in Rebirth, we jump straight into Rude fighting Dio, and Palma and Elena attacking us.
Ooh, someone needs a spanking!
You just don't get that moment of silence to take in and reflect on this powerful moment. It very quickly moves on to goofy stuff that kinda breaks the flow a little. So yeah, while I love Rude fighting Dio, original does Dyne's death a bit better. Number 5, the Black Caped Men. These dudes always operated more in the background with very few moments in the spotlight like major events. And they're more subtle, like the sick guy at the very start of the game. I don't quite like how Rebirth changes these. It throws these guys in your face constantly.
What's with them?
Talk about killing the vibe.
And it's a little weird when you see them magically get a black cloak with what I think is Genova's icon on. It feels a bit Kingdom Hearts. There's these really weird moments unique to Rebirth, like when Barret tries to defend one of them from being bullied on the beach, and it just doesn't feel real, it kind of feels ridiculous. Just me, but I think these guys should be in the background for the most part.
Oh my god.
Number 6, party meetup in the Gold Saucer. So there's this moment where you return to the Gold Saucer, lift breaks and you get stuck in there. There's this one little scene I really like in 7 when all of Avalanche gather together in the inn and go through the story. Everyone chips in and asks questions. The story is quite complicated first time through, even without Rebirth's multiverse editions, so it's an appreciated moment. I really like at the end, Vincent checks in on Sid and he's fallen asleep in his chair. It's just a really memorable moment for me, especially considering it's the last time all the party members are together in 7. While this exact moment isn't in Rebirth, you know we instead get everyone in the play or its audience. And at least we get a little reference to Sid falling asleep.
I'm a big boy.
Number 7, Costa Del Sol and Hojo. I think Costa Del Sol annoyed a lot of Rebirth players just for a lot of the forced minigames. So there's this weird moment in Rebirth where we fight Professor Hojo's robot creation on the beach, and he's trying to capture your party members to experiment with, and even breed some of them. He's pure evil. Little reference to Crisis Core with the umbrella, but we win after a struggle thanks to Yuffie. Then we just let him go and it annoys me. Maybe it would have been better written if he flees and escapes, but we just let him go despite him being a huge threat. I much prefer this in the original where we talk to him on the beach, he's reluctant to talk to us but gives us hints of where to go next. He's not actively trying to capture us in the moment, he wants to see Cloud continue and see the reunion. Trying to capture us goes completely against this.
And thus I take my leave.
Number 8, Cosmo Canyon and G Nattak. In Cosmo Canyon, Red 13 learns the truth about his petrified father, Seto, and it's an incredibly powerful and emotional scene, with Seto crying and Red 13 howling. Powerful scene in both original and Rebirth. I like Rebirth's edition of Barrett trying to hide his tears in this moment. But what I don't like is how G Nattak almost interrupts this moment. You know, that evil dude who just tried to kill us and petrified Seto? G Nattak guides us away from this emotional moment.
Come with me.
By the way, they're totally setting this guy up to be Hades in Part 3 in my opinion. Similar to the Dyne moment, I prefer it in the original just ending on that powerful moment rather than jumping to something else. Number 9, Cloud's Dream, Journey to City of the Ancients. So just before the City of the Ancients, in the original Cloud has a dream. Aerith is going to go ahead and take care of things. And I love this moment where Sephiroth invades the dream, slowly descends and tells Cloud we're going to take care of her. And it builds tension for the events that follow. While in Rebirth, we're kinda just teleported to just outside the City of the Ancients, and it plays out a bit different with Sephiroth instead, a little annoyed that Cloud's got the white materia.
Very poor form.
And it leads into the Multiverse Confusion finale, which is... Number 10, City of the Ancients, the finale. So in the original you get to explore the City of the Ancients, and it's got a really haunting atmosphere as you're exploring the remains of the long-lost civilization, and this isn't in Rebirth. You're pretty much just teleported here and go straight into the main set. Yeah, I was very mixed on Rebirth's finale. Most people hate it, it went off the rails, the original story was perfect, and the Multiverse Confusion has a lot of people frustrated.
What in the hell is going on?
But yeah, Rebirth's finale is an obvious one.
This is one hell of a mess.
Right, let me know the moments you think Final Fantasy VII did better than Rebirth, and next video I'll be flipping this and I'll be talking about 10 things Rebirth does better than the original. Peace for now.